It is May 3rd, 2021, and welcome to episode 7 of Pineapples and Thorns, a Clash Files podcast focusing on all things Clash. In today's episode, we weather a massive storm with some good friends. Welcome to episode 7 of Pineapples and Thorns. Today we're going to just sit around and chat about Clash with our special guests, and I'll introduce them in just a moment. But first, welcome back one of our hosts, Peter. Hi, Peter.
Hello, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great.
Just so everybody knows, Rusty and Butters are unable to join us tonight. Butters is very busy with his brand new puppy.
Puppy Chaos.
That should be his name, but it's George. But we'll get an update from him next time he's on with his puppy adventures. I just want to welcome Stormy and Tarlis tonight as our special guests. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to get some updates from Peter first on some upgrades and Clash tidbits from him. Peter, you got anything to tell us?
So, Town Hall 14, still cranking away on the farming. I finished my storages this week, and from the clan games, I was able to get the Book of Building and finish off my Town Hall, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that performs.
Or is your Town Hall up to max now?
All the way to max now, yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what effect that has.
There was the balancing update, so the poison will ramp up quicker out of that Town Hall now, so that's why I kind of focused on it.
Excellent. Nice.
And how about you?
No, I'm still, I think, at level 4. Been trying to focus on the builder huts and the pet. Just don't seem to have enough builders. I could use about 7 or 8 at this point right now, but I'll get to it eventually.
Maybe they'll make another Build-A-Man Hall village.
Well, wouldn't that be nice, eh?
That'd be fantastic. It'd be a nice, massive update.
It would be massive. A couple of events I wanted to update everybody on that are coming up in May. The All Air Attack Challenge on May 7th. That's being run by Crossfade and Miss P. It's pretty exciting. And then we are holding a all Town Hall 14 50-person random spin on May the 14th. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm not sure how many days it'll take us to match on that. We'll provide an update on what happens. And Kent Greenhouse, congrats to them. They just got Win 500.
Yay! Wow!
And that's a huge milestone for them. Cool! Let's just get into some stuff with our guests. Stormy, do you want to tell us a little bit about your Clash history?
Oh, so everybody calls me Stormy. I guess it's Storm Rider. I'm not sure, but I have 6 Christmas trees. And I think I had a 7th, but I erased it the first month I was playing.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, so it's been a while. I remember the game before war. I remember zapping CC to get it and Tethered Heroes and stuff like that. It was coworkers that got me into it. And I'd never played a tower defense before. Got hooked pretty quickly.
What Town Hall levels do you play?
Play a Town Hall 14. Obviously, that's Storm Rider. Trying to max out a 12. That would be Stink Rider. Yeah. Actually, there's a guest on the show that gave him that name. There's some other placeholders. I don't really play them. They're just placeholders.
But you got to rhyme off their names because they're awesome.
Oh, sure. Well, Hamburglar, is it sitting in Darkthorn?
I think it's still in Darkthorn, yeah.
I think it is. It's not really a placeholder anymore, but Hamburglar, Burning Chrome is floating out there somewhere.
Yes, Burning Chrome.
Yeah, they're floating around. I think there's another one, Burrito Bandito.
That's a great name.
But yeah, Storm Rider, they're floating around there. I'm just trying to focus on the 14, really. The 12, it's fun to go out back on the 12, for sure. It's getting close.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Awesome. Hey, Tarlis, what about you?
So if you look at my accounts now, I look like either somebody who's just a savage farmer or just a complete noob. Because all I have right now is badly rushed 12 with very good walls and badly rushed 11 with meh walls. But I used to have a few max 13s that I lost due to fraud. Not on my part, by the way. I never shared my account information with anybody. They just got stolen. So not really sure how that went down, other than people saying that, oh, yeah, you didn't buy any gems on your account, so it was super easy for them to steal it. But I don't know that for a fact. That's just hearsay.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. It was really quite shocking and puzzling.
It was shocking and puzzling, but it was funny. I was kind of at a place in time where I was debating quitting anyway. And even to this day, even though I'm playing again, I'm just like, meh. So if it happened like 2 years ago, I would have been like freaking out. But I think I just reached that point of, luckily, it didn't really affect me that much.
Yeah. I think I have heard of a few other people that the same or similar situations occurred to them.
Well, you know what? I've heard many of them, but I always dismiss them. It's like, you're lying. Of course you shared your account. You're lying. And then it happened to me. I was just like, oh, maybe they weren't lying. Maybe they just got screwed over.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, generally with people that I know that they're pretty careful with their accounts, that they don't share.
Mm-hmm.
They come back and then one day they just can't log into that account and
Yeah.
it's disappeared off to another account or another clan and it's been renamed or something. And
Yep, that's exactly what happened to me. That happened like my top 4 accounts.
yeah.
And then the other 3 don't seem to exist anymore. I don't know what happened with those ones. Maybe they got stolen too, or maybe they just got deleted off the map. But like I can't log into any of those either anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it stinks, but I mean, trust me, I'm a Supercell fan, but it's just like, I'm not going to invest too much more in this game ever again.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Was there a moment when that was rampant in the community, and has it died back down when we were thinking about Supercell and the precautions they were doing? I'm just, if anybody noticed,
No, not that I'm aware of.
I haven't heard that it was rampant. I think if it was, then Supercell really would have stepped up and.
I think so too, especially if people who paid money for the game were losing their accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that they would have really stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, I don't even fault them necessarily because I have no idea how the accounts were stolen or anything. But yeah.
Do you think that reinvigorated your interest in the game?
No.
Like if you have a 12 already, then you've been playing hard, haven't you?
Oh, I have, but literally all that was just I got a blood lipid done, and my doctor was like, "You're really stressed out. You need to do something to de-stress." It's like, well, the only major life change I made was not playing Clash, so I was just like, maybe that really mellows me out. I don't know. And so I picked it back up. I don't know if it worked or not. I'm going to get another blood panel done in a couple months. If it doesn't look better, I'll probably quit again.
Well, let's hope that it's better.
And hope it looks better so I can use it to keep playing. So
yeah. He's doing it for his health.
My wife is listening. Yeah, it's because of Tarlis.
Exactly.
Right.
Stormy and Tarlis, you both played in some pretty OG clans. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Stormy, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. After the clan with the work friends, same path that a lot of people took. You enjoyed the game, start going down the YouTube rabbit hole, trying to get better. You find Shake, start hogging, get annoyed with your friend's clan, you move on.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the original Clash of Clans podcast with Scotty and Boneyard, and I enjoyed it a lot. Another guy that I worked with did. So I tried to get into House of L. It took a week or so, but I got in there after the Great War, so to speak, when L matched Zod, like the old school way, like we're going to hit it this time.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they were talking about weights back then, for sure. And that was pretty complicated. But I got there after the Great War. So I hung out at L for a while and became friends. Both the clans were close at that time. And I went to Zod for a bit, and then I went to LexCorp. After LexCorp, I took a little break, couple months. Yeah. So L, Zod, LexCorp, then Dark Contingent, yeah.
Nice.
And what town hall were you playing then?
I think an L, that was definitely a Town Hall 7 and then to an 8, because most of my war stars were definitely dragon attacks back in the day.
Dragons, okay, good, yeah.
Yeah, my war stars, there's several people that have over 3,000. It's there somewhere. It was mostly dragons, because people used to be like, wow, so many war attacks. Believe me, it is not anything special. There's a lot of 3 stars of dragons back in the day. But yeah, 7 to 8.
Tarlis, how about you?
Yeah, I started with just random clans for a while. I ran into a clan of random people that few of us kind of agreed with the leadership and a few of us didn't. I was in the group that didn't want to push 1 week a month, and so we just left and formed our own thing. Clan Wars came out. We became one of the top 50 winningest clans at the time, which not a big deal, really. It just meant that we got our people to attack with dragons instead of goblins. So that's basically all that meant at the time. I basically stayed there and ran that for, like 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. I was like, okay, the clan's not going to run itself. I've got a house now, kid on the way. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And so I left for the Rated, and then I met you guys over at Hollow Graves, and then turned into whatever clan we're in now, Redthorn.
Yes, we're in Redthorn now, yeah.
Yeah, whatever clan.
I'm still not a fan of the name, but whatever.
Oh.
It's a great name.
Good people. I like the clan.
So, Tarlis, I know you're just farming, but what are you using to farm with right now?
I'm kicking it old school in barbs and archers.
Nice.
That's it. That's literally it. You look at my base, you're just like, you'd think that I was doing something really weird. I'm just attacking a lot.
Okay.
That's why my defenses are trash. Because I just haven't had enough builder time. Like, this account's only... When did I come back? Like, January, February, maybe?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
I think so.
Yeah,
It was not long ago.
It was not long ago, and I maxed out Town Hall 11 walls. I'm like probably 15% of the way there to maxing Town Hall 12 walls, and I'm playing maybe a tenth of what I was playing back in the day when it was Town Hall 10 was the max.
And Tarlis, you are the only guy right now who's requesting goblins. What are you requesting? Like 39 goblins right now for your war season? 28.
That is 28.
Yeah.
Yes. I was the only person requesting golf.
I know, I just keep building goblins.
Thank you very much. You, Kat, Storm, and a few others like Josh and Kronk are the reason that I was able to get that event done.
Awesome.
I think you're probably one of the few people who did the Goblin Challenge. So
Yeah, I got to get those 10 gems. That's
Yeah.
everything in life.
How about you, Storm? I know you're a legend. What are you using to attack with right now?
I messed around with, I think it was like an Itsu thing with dragons, and I was trying to figure out the invisibility spell. And it was cool. It was a learning moment, but I went back to, because of some of our clanmates, I went back to the blimp hybrid. Get back on a queen walk, Just feel a little more in control. So that's what I'm using in Legends right now. The blimp, try and blast out a scatter, do a clean walk, and dive in there with some miners and hogs.
You just didn't like doing the blizzard, or you just wanted to get back to something you knew?
I think you're right. I wanted to get back to something I knew because it was kind of risky for me. I didn't get any 1-stars with the dragons. It was more me being an idiot and dropping invisibility spells on stuff that I wanted to hit.
Oh, yes.
I got annoyed at myself. I bit my own finger. And I was like, I'm going to go back to hybrid.
Very good. And what do you just never use? Never ever going to use this attack?
At 14, I'm not sure yet because it's kind of wide open, I mean, the old school for me is like, I cannot Lalo. And I can hear the guffaws right now from the great players, but sorry. But I am doing that on my 12. I'm strictly farming with like a Zap Lalo, try and zap out a Queen, zap out an Inferno. Then I use a Siege Machine.
nice.
Try and make the funnel for the Lalo. And that's actually doing pretty good. But that's just farming. That's not Legends.
Sure.
I wouldn't trust myself using Lalo in Legends. Wouldn't do it.
How about you, Kat? What are you using right now?
Right now I'm just using a spam attack in Legends that Morgan gave me because my Warden is still down.
The 12 Quake,
12 Quake.
the legend attack that got Pete in the podcaster war. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you'd bring that up again.
So you're welcome.
The noob special.
It's just pretty much usually a guaranteed 2-star for sure, and occasionally I get lucky and triple with it. But I have noticed that it's like when 14 dropped, it was just a slaughter out there, and you were just tripling left, right, and center. And now I've noticed things are catching up, and it's getting a little bit more difficult to get those high percentage 2s and triples.
Yes, sometimes I try to bite off more than I can chew. I am also trying to old school hybrid again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using the blimp. I still like the old queen charge into the edge and then run the king and the siege barracks around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still like that one. I mean, the pets have made a big difference.
Yes, that was my jam.
Speaking of pets, Stormy, how far along are you on your pet house?
I'd have to look. I mean, I pushed that unicorn for a minute, but now that for me, it's wide open. First, it was trying to figure out who goes with what, but I don't think there's quite the answer yet. It depends on what attack you're doing. But yeah, I think the unicorn's around 6. And
Nice.
what's the first one on the list?
Lassie?
I forget. Lassie. I think Lassie's at 2, but I'm going to try and bring everybody up to 5 and make another move.
Right, that seems to be everyone's plan, to get that false max so you can use the potion.
Right on.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what about defenses, Storm?
Well, I did spend a little bit of money when it came out, and I continue spending money. It's the most I ever did in the game. But yeah, I think Kai was saying about the builder huts. First thing I did was the storages. Get the storages out of the way because they're boring and it stinks. But it is hit points on the base.
Yes.
I wish I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're always a pain in the butt. I think you'd mentioned the town hall is actually what they call it, the Giga Inferno.
Yeah.
That's moving to max now.
Nice.
The huts are almost done. What was next in line? I used carbon fins upgrade ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm there. I mean, I used some hammers for some stuff. The scatter shots, of course. And the Infernos are getting there. And after that, the bomb towers. And I guess behind that's the cannons, honestly. But yeah, it's moving quite quite quickly, actually.
Did you guys see them? There was a little video that was out just recently, and a bunch of the YouTubers were pointing out, I think Itsu in particular I watched, and he pointed out some of the new levels of defenses that were leaked that should be coming out in...
Yes, I did see that picture.
Yeah, they're probably going to come out in the June update, I guess it is. There's like ADs, and what was the other one? Wizard Towers?
I don't remember now. Archer Towers, I think, but...
Or Archer Towers. Must have been Archer Towers. I've lost track of the different things, but definitely I saw the ADs. So there will be some new stuff coming and more walls, of course. So the pressure's on to get caught up now.
Keep farming.
Right.
Hey, Charles, I know we briefly talked about this at the beginning, but we were going to mention things that are massive. And I know at one point you were invited to Supercell headquarters and went in for one of their special update streams. You want to tell us about that experience?
I mean, geez, how long ago was that? I think that was like 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, if you get the invite, take it. Just take it. It is phenomenal. Yeah, they wine and dine. They give you the whole deal. It's phenomenal. I went over for the Builder Base release update, and yeah, in retrospect, that was a huge flop, obviously. But at the time, it seemed great. We were all playing together. Like, there didn't seem to be any fake enthusiasm. We were all just like, yeah, this is awesome, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the update hit, and we're all just like, oh, thank Christ it didn't show that commercial that they filmed of us playing the update. Oh, no.
I wish they'd release it now.
No. That would be the easiest way to delete the game. Just delete the game and get facial reconstructive surgery.
How did you get that opportunity? Like, where were you playing at the time when they found you?
So just to go back to like what I was doing earlier on, one of the big things that I did, I started the game early. I started in like June 2013, well before the Super Bowl push where everybody started. And people would like talk on forums and Reddit about farming strategies and stuff like that. And I was already almost a year ahead of everybody. So I would just be like, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. And eventually one of the moderators, they were putting together a Reddit versus forum war. And one of the moderators got the chance to pick 5 people from Reddit to bring over. And so he was just like, oh, I got to bring Tarlis because he's been here since, close to day one. He hasn't stopped. And so I got picked that way.
Nice.
Shout out to Goatman12. I think he quit a long time ago, which I don't blame him for. But if he's still playing, shout out to Goatman.
And listening to this podcast.
Yep. But yeah, that's how I went over. It was great. It wasn't like a cultural experience from what we got, but it was really fun.
What time of year was it?
It was like April. It was actually, so I live in New England. It was actually slightly colder over there than here. That doesn't bother me. Like I'm a big white dude and the cold is nothing for me. But some of the people that were with us was like, jeez. Especially the dude from Australia. He was like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be brutal for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. So now when you're not playing Clash, what are you doing with your time? How about you, Tarlis?
Me?
Yeah.
Me right now. I'm obviously working, dealing with the house. I have 2 young kids. So youngest is turning a year old on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Literally Cinco de Mayo. And then I have a 3.5-year-old daughter. And so they occupy most of my non-working time. Other than that, I try to work out at least an hour and a half a day. Not 7 days a week, but maybe 5 or 6. Deal with my chickens, deal with my dog, deal with my cats. I like to hike. My options are limited. My big hobby pre-house, pre-kids was skydiving. That's actually how I got into Clash.
Okay.
And then I was just like, I don't have the time or money for this crap anymore. So I had to quit.
Wow. That's very cool.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah.
How about you, Stormy?
Not playing, not being on Discord. Motorcycles a little bit. Motorcycles, when the season's good, when the season's bad. I'm a little bit older, so my kids are older. There's no kids in the house anymore. I had to throw them out.
A bit older?
Yeah, a bit older. Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah, okay.
A bit older. Yeah, threw the kids out. As much as you try and plan to have fun when the kids aren't around, I ended up being with the kids on the bikes, which is cool. It's a great thing, especially with the season being the way it is, spring coming. But yeah, a lot of bikes, still find time to play a little guitar here and there.
I was going to say a bit older is like saying that Bitcoin is worth a bit more than Dogecoin.
Dude, I should have been on the forefront of that. But yeah, I didn't see that coming. A bit older, yeah. A bit older.
But you got the kids out of the house and now you have a pet duck. So
Oh, the duck. I'll have to share that picture soon.
That's awesome. I'm definitely jealous. I got the chickens still, but other than that, dog and 2 cats, nothing special.
The animals around the house, that is not my doing. That is the wifing that's doing. It's a bit crazy. There's ducks, goats, guinea pigs, dogs, cats.
That's awesome.
I've actually bonded with the one duck. I told Kat that the other evening. I sat down on the porch and the duck sat next to me. Like sat down. Like a dog. It just sat down, and when I touched it on the back, it just flattened out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I'll get a picture soon. Yeah.
But isn't it... Wait. Are they like chickens where that flattening out position is like the ready to get position? Because that's what my chickens do when they're about to get...
No, I don't know.
Not accusing you of doing that.
No, I'm pretty discretionary with poultry. I was gonna say earlier, I'm like, I don't know why I'm on the podcast with Tarlis, because throughout the community, like, I get along with everybody except for Tarlis.
Oh yeah, we hate each other.
It's a terrible decision, but
we were always trying to make peace between mortal enemies. So
They just like mixing oil and water.
it's all in good fun, and anybody that spends time with us on Discord and Red Thorn knows that we're a barrel of laughs.
Yeah. I mean, I am.
Yeah, I'm so dry and just not interesting.
Yeah, you're boring.
Stormy is no fun at all.
How about you, Kat? When you're not playing Clash or on Discord, those 17 or 18 hours a day, what do you like to do?
Sleep, usually.
I hope sleep is the only answer.
I was just going to say sleep. Sleep, work, Clash, and Discord.
Sleep in like IV drip coffee.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's not much else for me at this point. Still working at home because of COVID. And when I get outside, walking with the dogs. And it's warming up now a bit, so I'm able to get out a bit more. So enjoying that.
Peter, I'm going to play co-host, but what about you?
Well, the weather's just turning nice now, so I'll be looking to get my canoe back in the water. And it's really tough canoeing in the ice, I'll tell you that. So couple more weeks and I'll give it a try.
So wait, so you canoe mostly when the weather's good. Winter, do you have any hobbies? Do you ski at all? I mean, you're in Canada, right?
Yes. Nope, just work. I have 4 kids.
Oh, Jesus.
They have pets, and so full house. The time is filled.
Yeah. Woo. I say this because depending on how you look at it, I'm either lucky or unlucky, but I was an only child. I have 2 kids. I feel like I'm maxed out. Like, I'm just like, I sit on the couch and just like, I need a drink now. Like, the thought of 4 kids has not even crossed my mind.
The best thing I saw was when you posted that picture, the kids and
the airport.
Yeah, you're holding your daughter upside down and your son is hanging onto your leg.
So the thing that I learned from dealing with the chickens, if you hold most like beings upside down, they don't struggle as much, and it has worked on both our kids just as well. Like, you can hold one of our kids and they're freaking out, and you flip them upside down and they just stop. They just freeze. Like, this is phenomenal. Life hack for all the parents. I mean, come on. The heaviest one I'm doing this to is 30 pounds. This is nothing.
I wonder if it works on adults.
Somebody's arguing about something, who's grabbing by their legs. Shake out their wallet, take that, and leave them on the ground.
No, I wish I was stronger. I'd just start picking people up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Somebody's arguing about something, who's grabbing by their legs.
Just pick them upside down, shake them around, and put them back in their car. I would love to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Take out their wallet, take that, and leave them on the ground.
Oh, yeah, you got to take their lunch money, man. You got to take their lunch money. Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of quality of life changes that happened with the Town Hall 14.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'm liking best right now is the Queen will actually walk into that, what do they call it, sneaky wall gap. Had a couple of opportunities to funnel her in, and it's worked. Made me feel happy. Don't always 3-star, but when the Queen goes the way you think she should, that's like a victory in itself. Stormy, have you noticed anything different since Town Hall 14 dropped?
I wouldn't say 14, not so much. I haven't noticed anything because I played around with some stuff moving through Legends. Quality of life for me has always been the 1 gem donation. I don't think that counts as a Town Hall 14 thing, but for me, that's a big deal.
That's more of a gold pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think all the updates before had what I wanted. 14, I didn't see anything amazing. But like Peter was saying about the AI, yeah, perhaps. I still see some weird stuff, but...
As a Town Hall 12 Barcher, I haven't noticed anything, but that's not to say that nothing has happened.
Damn you, Bart. Where are you going? Well, it's the next building, bro.
But if you could get something, what would you like to see?
Hmm.
What would you like Clash of Clans to do for us?
I'm pretty happy with the update. I really am.
I can't complain about the game. The state of the game seems fantastic. I mean, unless they could just like convince some people to come back, which how could they do that? I don't know.
I have noticed people coming back to the game.
You have? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been a few people that have knocked on our door recently, and
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
it's always nice to see old friends come back to the game, and
Absolutely.
some may stay, some may quit a game, but it's always nice to see them.
Some might retire a fifth time.
Exactly. But you never know. It's just nice to see people getting excited about the game again. And I think you're right. I think the game is in a really solid place right now.
I felt that way since the Town Hall 12 update.
Mm-hmm.
When I said that I was lost interest, it wasn't that the game was in a bad spot. I was just like, you only have so much time, and
Yeah.
I'd rather just deal with my kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, your son had just been born, and
Yeah, exactly. So they're still pretty hands-on, but I definitely have a tiny bit more free time now. So
while you're holding one upside down.
yeah. Well, hey, you raise chickens, you learn a few things. Just saying. Life hack.
Apparently, I need to start raising chickens. I don't know.
Absolutely. Your kid back talks you, hold them upside down, they got nothing.
I like that move.
Yeah.
I'm over at Kent Greenhouse as well, and we have quite a mixed breakdown, ranging from Town Hall 7 up to 14. And I've noticed that the donation level is capped for different Town Hall levels. So it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit at first when I went to donate, and it wasn't max. And it was,
Yes.
Yeah. That was such a weird one to me.
Mhm.
Because I thought that they were really trying to steer away from this whole competitive lower town hall thing, but
I think it has.
didn't that really just make it more competitive? Like, you tell me because I don't know.
I think it's made it a lot more fair
Yeah.
for the lower town halls, because there's nothing worse than as a Town Hall 7 and having to try and kill a super minion.
Yeah.
That makes me think of the old days when a Valkyrie would come out. You're like, oh no!
Not a Valkyrie. Lure it to the corner. But, it's almost impossible to lure a super minion, right? So,
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking from the offensive side, it was making things harder, but I wasn't even considering the defensive side. You're absolutely right.
yeah.
Yeah. Just a troop that you can't get. Yeah. I would figure you would want town halls 1 through 11, maybe even 12 to be super noob friendly.
Yeah.
That makes sense now, right? If you're trying to introduce the game to new players, and I know they sped things up,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there is that 9 floating somewhere that I have. And yes, I'm not playing it, but we all remember how bad 9 was. That was like the longest grind.
That's for sure.
Oh, God.
If you want to get anywhere near max, you've got to make 9 faster too, man. Like, come on, 30 hero levels? It's got to be faster.
Obviously still the same levels, but they did drastically reduce time for them and the cost.
Yeah.
And the walls are a joke now.
Yeah.
So at that level.
Yeah.
Not at the high levels.
Mm-hmm. You are very good at maxing your walls, that's for sure.
That's about it.
One thing I don't know if you guys, any of you noticed today, is there was an announcement on Twitter. Darian posted that they're going to be shutting down the Supercell forums.
I did read that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, people have stopped posting as much. The traffic is way down.
Really?
He had posted a bunch of numbers at one point. I think a year ago, it's like 250,000 posts a day. This is like not just Clash of Clans. There's like Heyday and all their other games as well.
Oh, wow. They're dumping them all?
Yes.
Yeah, all of their forums.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they have the other media now. They have like YouTube and Twitter and all the other.
Reddit is definitely superior.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I was on the Reddit side. It's
Yeah.
a Reddit versus forum war, but it is just superior.
Yeah, so it's
Stuck at forum, people.
it's kind of a little bit of a sad decision, but probably,
No, it wasn't.
a lot of levels it makes sense.
The forum's terrible. Anybody who thought the forums were better than Reddit, I don't know what to do. Just go get a...
Just didn't know.
Yeah, they just heads up whatever body part you could think of that is not censored.
I was just thinking,
So hard.
Tarlis is editing himself right now, which is...
I was going to make up body parts worse than the ones that would have already been censored.
No one realizes what a powerful thing that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to really step back about 8 steps to just come up with something that wasn't terrible.
I felt that, Tia. I just felt it's like, this is an edit.
Yeah, I had just released today, so I wanted to get your input on it, so I'm glad I brought it up because
Well, I think you know where I stand. Reddit is obviously far superior.
I think we're pretty clear on that.
Anybody who thought the forums were better, literally Supercell is telling you you're wrong. You're wrong. Stop it. Slap yourself in the face and yell at yourself in the mirror if you thought otherwise, because you're wrong. And you should feel bad for ever thinking that.
I'm so sorry.
For ever thinking that, you should go back and apologize to everybody you've ever met for how stupid you are.
To all my listeners, please forgive me.
Yeah, that's a small start. You should tell people that don't even know what Clash is, you're sorry.
I'm just going to wear a bag over my head for the rest of my life.
That's not enough, Kat. That's really not enough. You should do more.
This is called the Tarlis effect right here. It's part guilt, and he gives you a bigger conscience.
Or just emotionally drains you to the point that he kicks you off the podcast, which will probably happen soon.
I've been emotionally drained with you for years, bro, but I'm still here. I'm okay.
Yeah, for now.
So let's talk about the hero pets for a few minutes, you guys, because we didn't really talk too much about them. What is your favorite pet and why? Stormy, you go first.
I'm still figuring that out because originally it seemed like it was cut and dried. You're like, oh, the RC is going to dive in here, halfway through the raid, got a little RC walk. And I saw guys doing warden walks, and they had the owl thing there with the extended range. I'm not sure. As far as my favorite was the unicorn with the RC at first, but I'm seeing it differently now, We only had a max for 5 days or whatever it was, and you can use your potions, but I think it really depends on what attack you're using.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that thing? Because honestly, the owl on a queen walk, it's cool, but it gets targeted fast, and then it's gone. Sometimes it's not there long enough to see value, Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other evening, and we were just really laughing. He's like, no, the yak is where it's at, man. and the more I see some of these attacks, I'm like, well, maybe it is for certain heroes, but it depends on what you want to do with it, I think. And that's the beauty of the game right now. It's there's a lot of possibilities. We're watching the pro guys still figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be interesting to see, once more people have the max, what they can really do.
I agree. Yeah.
Tarlis, I know you don't have a 14, but what do you think of the pets in general?
Dude, not only do I not understand what the pet do, I haven't used a hero since August 2020.
Wow.
What the hell is going on with your game?
Dude, they're upgrading, bro. What do you want from me?
And yeah, I mean, you're right. What can I say about that? I mean, the guy did say he barches constantly, so
that's literally all I do. Then when events happen, I use the clan castle. That's literally my farming tactic.
So the pets for you are like Pokemon. You're like, what is it?
That's like being a second grader and hearing about calculus. So I don't know if there's been more, but those two event attacks where they give you presets and heroes and stuff like that. Brilliant.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, the second one I got on the first try, but the first one was actually legitimately difficult.
Yes, it was.
Now, do you need your heroes to use the pets? I have no idea what's going on with this stuff.
So, Tarlis, there's a house called the Pet House, and in there you can select one hero per pet, and you assign that pet to that hero. And the pet will follow that hero around, and the unicorn follows behind, and the lassie kind of runs out in front. But once either the hero dies, then the pet will either continue on, the owl will continue to attack, the unicorn will find something else to heal, the yak goes into a rage. So you get the benefit of them if you've got them on the board. They're like little mini heroes.
Say you have all 4 heroes upgrading. Can you use any pets or no pets, or what's the deal with that?
Kat?
As far as I know, you wouldn't be able to use the pets because they're tied to your hero. So if your hero is down, then the pet is going to be dormant.
Ooh, I see where they're going with this. Never have heroes down. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
Send the gem money.
Oh, here's that $20 again.
If only it was 20.
If only.
In a year, the pets will have pets, and all of you down by the corner on your knees for gem money. And I might be right next to you. I might actually be the one leading the charge. Who knows?
You probably would.
I hope so. I hope you get back to Warring.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Yeah, it might be another 2 years. We'll see.
I just keep barching. You'll get there.
What was your amazing attack back in the day, Tarlis? Was this the baby drag loon thing, man?
Oh, that was one of them. It was the baby loon.
It was ridiculous, man.
That was when Town Hall 12 first came out. I just did baby loon, and it restarted like a lot, like a real lot.
Often. I would say commonly it would 3-star, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like I would tell somebody my plan. It's like there's 0 chance that's going to work, and then I do it.
Yeah.
Half the time it would work, and they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Another one, somebody 3-starred me with bowlers, ice golems, and like a ton of bat spells, 1 rage spell. And I was like, well, that was interesting. And so I did that for a while, and that was a strategy that for a while people were calling the Tarlis, even though I didn't come up with it at all. I just literally copied somebody who 3-starred me. It only worked on certain bases, and I'm sure it would not work again, but those are my 2 just solid strategies that if I could get to war early enough and find the bases susceptible to it, it was like the chance of 3-star was so high.
Mm-hmm. I have seen bats working quite well lately, though.
Yes, I've seen them.
At Town Hall 14 or lower levels?
14.
14. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
You've got to use something else to get, well, the major splash damage, right? The scatter. I saw some bases that had singles, and that was the key. If you got single Furnos, because there's 3 of them now.
Yep.
If they're singles, you can use something else, blimp, whatever, to grab some splash. And then those bats, dude, they move fast. Again, I think you got to be a great player to recognize what base you're looking at. And that's why we're in such a fun stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of stuff that the pros are going to find out.
And just scratching the surface.
Mm-hmm.
This is a totally separate discussion. Is it better to be a generalist or a specialist? I always considered myself, especially at Redthorn, to be a specialist. Like, if your base was weak to what I knew how to do, good night, son. That's it. If your base was weak to Lalo, you're going to watch me hilariously fail because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think it's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good at 2 attacks, man, you're going to be a great player. If you're good at 2 of them. If you're only good at 1, like you said, get on early and find that one that you need, you know.
Yeah, I agree. If you're fantastic at 1, you're probably going to be great. It really comes down to that balance of fantastic to good to medium. My personal opinion, and some people I'm sure are going to disagree with this, but I'd rather be really good at 1 or 2 attack than being decent at 8. Because 3 stars is the goal for the most part, and you get 3 stars by being really good. You don't get them by being competent.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which brings me to our next point is the Supercell CWL, and Redthorn is playing as all Town Hall 14s this round. Tonight we're just coming up to the end of the war and wondered how you guys felt about SCWL. I know I really like it. I like the extra competitiveness, the small wars within the big wars, and I don't mind organizing it.
You do a fantastic job.
Oh, you're amazing at it, buddy.
Thank you. I like to spread the wealth right now with everybody upgrading, so we're just trying to include as many as we can, but I feel I'm more of a generalist. I will look for whatever that last base is and see if I can't squeeze out that 2-star and hope for the 3, but go for the 2-star. Tarlis, you haven't played in the SCWL for a little while, but did you enjoy it when you were playing?
I absolutely loved it when I was playing in it, except when I was organizing it, and then I absolutely hated it, and I was ready to stab everybody. But I think you made a really solid point right there where you said being a generalist is helpful. It really is. Like if you can have your clutch player, like the last person or 2 to attack, to be that guy that can fill in the gaps, that's a really important person to have. Like, oh, this base is Lalo. I can do Lalo. I'm not the best, but I can do Lalo. Oh, this base needs hybrid. I'm not the best at hybrid, but I can do hybrid. Whereas if you had somebody like me as the anchor, it's like, I got these 2 things I can do. Tell me how to do one of them. And the base isn't susceptible to either. Well, you're kind of screwed. I've always been the early in the war person, so that's always been my perspective.
Get the easy base for your specialty.
It wasn't so much an ego thing. It was just more like, let me take this base out of the queue. At least my thought process at the time. And I might be fluffing up what I was actually thinking. I might have been just really selfish about it. But my thought process looking back was that I was just like, let me take this base out of the queue so nobody else wastes their time thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just smash those bases if I could, or just fail hilariously, which happened as well.
How about you, Stormy? How do you feel about SCWL?
It's twofold. One is the medals. Medals are great. Maybe it's 3 topics, but medals are great. It is absolutely the best litmus test for your base as you move up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kat knows. She's helped me with bases, giving me bases. I've never had bad streaks getting tripled, but I've had them recently. I'm like, what is going on?
When you say recently, you mean the past 3 years? When was CWL dropped, bro?
Oh.
Coming from a guy whose walls are 50%, I'm not worried about talking to this guy. I feel like I'm like some kind of weird ESPN where I could just reach out.
Right. Yeah.
Truer words were never spoken.
Storm, I'm just going to tell you right now, I have not been 3-starred in CWL once in the past 6 months. So
It's an amazing statistic.
a true statistic.
It is true. It's undeniable.
How about you, Kat? How do you feel about SCWL?
It's a love-hate relationship. Hate is such a strong word. I don't like the stress that puts the organizers in terms of making sure that people get their stars so they get their maximum number of medals and chasing people to attack. And that's where all that sort of stuff. But I do enjoy the one attack, especially with all Town Hall 14 wars, just being able to get on and do my attack. But it is tough when looking at the mixed breakdown clans, like in Darkthorn. It's just, you have your 11s and 10s looking at hitting 14s. And it's tough for them if the bases are maxed to even look at trying to get a 2-star. And it's frustrating for those kind of accounts. But overall, it's part of the game now. And as a 14, I enjoy it. I do feel bad for the lower town halls.
And do you feel it's important plans to participate in that?
I think so, because people want those medals to get those hammers to upgrade their stuff, hammers and potions and things that are available in the shop. Everybody wants to take part in that. So I just wish there was maybe some way for Supercell to fix it so that maybe the leagues would be capped for certain town hall levels, like town hall 10s and lower would not encounter town hall 14s in their breakdown.
I think that's that matchmaking thing that we were dealing with years ago. And to implement that now, I think we said it years ago with their league was you've got to be consistent in what you run and eventually it will pan out. Running the 14s is easy, just like you said. But so if you start that league with lower town hall levels, you're going to get jammed up.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You should have started that 2 years ago.
This is true.
I guess the algorithm would just be wildly, I'm guessing, impossible, but you just won't match up.
And I think Supercell likes it so they can continue to give you a reason to push for the top town hall. Mm-hmm. Don't stop at 10, don't stop at 11. Keep going to the max.
Mm-hmm.
So the lower town halls, the way that I would look at it is, look, this is an opportunity to accelerate farming. Take a break from competitive war and farm for a week. And if you view it that way, it's super helpful. If you look at it from a competitive lens, obviously the only people who are competitive with it are people who are fully maxed. But if you do look at it and be like, okay, I test my skills 3 weeks out of the month. Let me just take like the stupid farming week where, okay, I'm really good. So I'm going to be like a 5th grader trying to wrestle a 7th grader.
When did you get so positive? Goodness.
I don't know. Got ramped up with some sugar or something. I don't know. But
it's a good outlook. It really is.
But yeah, just look at it as I'm a 5th grader that's wrestling a 7th grader, or maybe my skills are terrible, so I need to step down, and I'm a 7th grader wrestling a 5th grader. I just try to look at it like that. Like, just accept that 1 week out of the month is not going to be competitive. If you look at it that way, I think it's totally fine. And I do understand, especially because I did organize Red Thorn ones for a while, and it was infuriating because people wouldn't follow suit. But
I don't think it's out of line to talk about adulting in this game. Honestly, and this goes out to a lot of different people. If you sign up, show up. I guess I'm being slightly irritable, but I'll say this for the leaders that are here. People put a lot of work into this, just like Tarlis, you were saying. I remember the early spreadsheet. Peter's doing it now.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The most infuriating thing is people that show up after the fact and say, hi.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to be here.
Yeah, it's infuriating. So I'll say it for Peter and Kat, because Tarlis and I are not afraid to be irritable or nasty.
Nope.
We're just not.
Not at all.
Come on in Discord with Red Thorn one night and you'll find out.
Yeah, I'll drop a deuce right in your salad while you're trying to eat it. I don't care.
Oh my God. That is crazy, dude.
Yeah. That's like, seriously.
Don't edit that, please. That was amazing. But yeah, as you're playing the game as adults and you're in a clan, like, be respectful of people's time. That's pretty much it. I mean, Tarlis did it. Peter does it. Yeah, just show up. If you sign up, you come back on later, man. You might not get a spot. That's what's up.
Yeah. That goes for any clan, whether you're playing in a super organized war clan or in a farm clan. just respect your clanmate and do your attacks. I think with SCCW, it's a real team effort because the more medals you get as a clan, then everybody benefits, right? In the end with the bonus medals and what have you. So
Yep,
That's
so
right.
it's just all about being a good teammate and good clanmate.
And here's the other thing too, like we've all been at least one point in our lives, we've all been on the other side of the coin where we've been that person that ignored all the like, oh, sign up now, sign up now, sign up now. We'd
100%.
be happy to step aside and say, you know what, I messed up, I didn't sign up, so that's fine. I'll miss out on this. Don't get all like, on me. Just like, look, it's not always about you. I've already taught my 3-year-old this. Stop
Or
it.
I'll turn you upside down.
Yeah, I will literally turn you upside down. If you're 130 pounds or less, I can definitely turn you upside down. If you're bigger than that, I might have a problem.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Well, we're at the end of our time, so I just want to thank you both for joining us today. Really appreciate you both coming on.
Yes, very much.
Well, thanks for having us on.
Do you guys have any shout outs that you want to do? You can shout out someone or give out your Twitter information if you want anybody to tweet at you.
Negative on the Twitter. I'm going to shout out all of Redthorn. What a fantastic place to play the game and hang out with friends. It's just a great place to be. So I'll shout out all my clanmates. It's just been a wonderful place to play the game.
Awesome. How about you, T?
I'll shout out everybody except for Storm because he's really annoying and I don't like him at all. Also, my wife for somehow finding a way to interrupt me while I was on the podcast, but I still love her anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, still, anytime I got to go on a podcast, I got to shout out Goatman12, even though he's definitely not playing the game or listening or anything else. He got me to Finland for whatever reason he decided, and high five to him every day. Love that guy.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Peter, do you have any shout outs?
I'm going to shout out my buddy Raz. I've said his name a couple times, but his birthday will drop between the recording today and when this releases. So happy birthday, Raz.
I guess that means I need to update his command.
Yes. And I'd like to shout out A2 Hefe. We were on Voice with him last night, and he was describing the most awesome thing he's doing. He's a teacher for kids, to catch up in their school math and English, and he's running a D&D campaign. And I'm getting chills just thinking about it again. He's the kind of teacher that this world needs. So shout out to you, Hefe. Really good job.
100%.
I 100% agree. Even though Storm's agreeing with us, I still agree. Yeah. Running a D&D campaign with your kids as a teacher, think about the lack of imagination you need as a child today, like with the internet. And then you have a teacher that's fostering it when most people are just trying to ignore it. That is so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He's a special dude, man, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone better to shout out than Hefe as well. So I'm going to second that and shout him out.
Well, I'm going to third that and not allow Stormy to fourth it. You're not allowed to like it, Stormy. Shut your face.
Oh, my God. All right.
Okay. With that, I'm just going to thank everybody for listening to the show tonight. Please, as always, send us your comments and suggestions for the podcast. Or if you have a suggestion for a clan spotlight that you'd like to see us focus on, send it to us at KGH Podcast on Twitter. Or you can send us your questions and comments on the Clash Files Discord server at discord.gg/clashfiles.